Hi, welcome to Kamuning Bakery Cafe dito sa Wilson Lee, Pandesal with Wilson Lee Flores. Here at Kamuning Bakery Cafe, we have a customer who is a bright student of the Salle University Political Science. First year, no?
First year po, sir.
What is your first name?
My name po is Jose Macalindong.
Mr. Jose Macalindong. Any questions? Before you ask questions, I'm offering you free peanuts from Kamuning Bakery Cafe. Try mo, merienda.
Sige po, salamat.
Ask any questions you like. I'll give some of my opinions. Political science student. I'm a student also of political science up to now. Thank you for visiting the bakery and thank you for watching our podcast, Pandesal with Wilson Lee Flores and Pandesal Talks also. Yes.
Question ko lang po,
Yes.
with your vast knowledge of social, cultural, and political
Yes.
issues, being a columnist of Philippine Star po, tanong ko lang din po.
Also, abante to na.
Abante po, ayun o.
Yes, opinion column na ko doon.
Question ko po, with the recent events po, lalo na po dun sa pagkamatay po ni Usec
Yes.
Cabral,
Yes.
do you think this would be a big shake po with regards po sa investigation?
I agree with your question, and many people have the same question. I think this is a big stumbling block or a big big additional problem to the existing crisis of corruption scandal and flood control scandal. I believe the death of Undersecretary Cabral will complicate the investigation. Kasi I believe, based on the reports, that Usec Cabral is a very important person at the heart of this horrible record high corruption scandal about flood control. And in fact, many people are asking me nonstop, many people, some of the most brightest, intelligent people in different fields asking me, was she killed? Was she a suicide victim, depression? Was she concealed? Some people even have this wild conspiracy theory saying maybe not too wild. Somebody even said maybe somebody conspired with her, telling her you will be facing plunder charges, no bail yan, no way out yan. So that you will be free and you don't have to squeal on us. We can help you hide in South America, in Miami or elsewhere with a fake face, fake identity, and then create the death na very weird. No autopsy daw or the autopsy by government authorities. There are so many theories and so many controversies. But I'm an optimist. Your nickname, Jose. What is your nickname?
Jose lang po.
Jose. Jose, but I am an optimist. Even though this is a new problem, a stumbling block, the death, please enjoy your coffee with free pandesal. Every brewed coffee at Kamuning Bakery gets free pandesal. So ako naman, I'm an optimist as a person. Many people are shocked and angry saying this is another conspiracy, that this is another way sinister forces are allegedly trying to cover up the scandal. But I believe, I'm an optimist, this hopefully might accelerate the exposure of the facts behind the crisis. I hope that death will unearth other mysteries or will make people wake up or anger some other witnesses. This is very, right now, hazy, the whole situation. But it will bring more attention again to the crisis. Kasi my worry is, we in the Philippines, we had this, what I call Ningas Kogon witness. Ningas Kogon is, do you know Kogon is the grass, di ba? In the field.
Yung
mga talahib, Kogon, So, pag mainit ang panahon, if the weather is hot, it's summer hot, and all the Kogon grass are brown. Di ba brown?
Apo.
The fire will blaze heatedly, very, very, very passionate and very heated fire. After half an hour or 1 hour or 20 minutes, it's all gone and cool down and people forget and go to another new scandal next year, new issue. So maybe the death of Undersecretary Cabral, which is very sad and tragic, nobody should die, whether guilty or not guilty. And in fairness to her, because many people say she was corrupt and all that, I believe, even if people are perceived to be corrupt or even accused in our democracy, We always have to have due process in the courts, even if difficult.
Sir, another question po.
Yes, any question in politics?
Not only po in politics but also in business po.
Yes, pwede. Anything.
Tanong ko lang din po, sir.
Yes.
With your connections po with the Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and
Yes,
Industry,
yeah.
and also with
Stefan.
also with the people that are from
Yes.
the higher ups, the elites.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
Yeah.
How do they perceive the flood control issue? Would this affect ba the economic growth of the Philippines and the investment growth of the Philippines?
That is a great question. You are very smart, Jose. That is a very great question. Yes, 100%. Actually, 1,000%. The horrible and shameful and excessive corruption scandal about flood control is very damaging to the Philippine economy. It's very bad. That is, I think, one of the reasons the Philippine economy, the growth of our economy has slowed down this year. And sadly, even World Bank and other international experts are forecasting next year the Philippine economic growth will also slow down. So that is a big headache for us. For people who are wealthy, for people who are in the big companies and very rich already, the few in the country who are rich, they will diminish their wealth, but they are still very wealthy, very comfortable. I am very worried and concerned about middle class people and ordinary people. And worse, my bigger concern are the poor people. In the Philippines, we have, I estimate, my own estimate, maybe 50 to 70% poor people, especially in the provinces, in the farming areas. I am very concerned because when the economic growth of a country slows down, the effort to lift people from poverty will be much slowed down. Alam mo, Jose, my study, in order for the Philippines to really overcome poverty rate, we had to ideally economic growth should be double digit every year for at least 10 to 15 years. That means if we really are serious to overcome the massive poverty inequality of the Philippines, we should generate at least 9, 10, 11, 12% economic growth every year consistently. We cannot grow only at 5, 6% in the last few years. We are already happy. But other countries in Asia, they have a bigger economic base. Kaya 5, 6% is surprising and good. But our economy is very small compared to Thailand, Malaysia, and other countries. 5%, 6% is not good. So, yes, my answer to your very, very important question, this corruption issue, if unresolved by our government and our different sectors, will irreparably harm the Philippine economy, will damage the international investment reputation of the Philippines. In fact, I am also worried it might also damage the tourism image of the country.
Pero sir, do you think po this would lead to another recession po, like what happened in 1997 po?
I hope not. Depends. I think the recession fears is not only internal. The good news, Jose, the good news in the international sector, the two biggest economies in the world, USA and China, are no longer in a trade war. That to me is relief. It's a big good news. The recent meeting in the APEC summit of President Donald Trump and President Xi Jinping produced very cordial atmosphere. The two of them became chummy. They are no longer openly quarreling and openly trade war. That is good news for the whole world economy. So a little bit less chance of recession for Philippines and Asia. But if we don't get our acts together, if we don't decisively resolve the corruption issue, if the government cannot really punish and convict the big wigs in the corruption scandal, it will drag our economic slowdown. Danger of recession, I hope not. The good thing about the Philippines, despite all the shenanigans by our politicians, despite the ineptitude and shameless corruption of our politicians, the good news for the Philippines, we still have more than 10 million overseas Filipinos sending money every year to us. We still have some exports and all that, I hope we will not have a recession. Hard to predict the future, but I am cautiously still optimistic.
Ayun po, sir. Meron ako, sir, off the record
Yes.
questions.
By the off the record, he would edit if not okay.
Okay po, sir.
Don't worry, he is a good guy. John Ray will help edit if off the record.
With regards po dun sa 2028 elections,
Yes.
dun sa mga past figures po natin nung
Yes.
2010, 16 elections po, meron pong
Yes.
tinatawag ko na dark horse.
Yes.
Nung time mo ng 2010, si Pinoy, ngayon po, nung 2016, si Duterte po. Ngayon ho kaya
Dark
2020,
horses, yes.
2028 po. With the Duterte side and Marcos side going on a rift,
Yes.
who do you see as a possible dark force that could be a great equalizer po for them?
Right now, of course, everybody knows the front runner is Vice President Sara Duterte. And some people are saying, some people are telling me, Sara Duterte is almost like Joseph Estrada. There was a Joseph Estrada, a very popular vice president, because in the time of the other presidents, you have a vice president who was not really that popular, in ordinary famous only. So possible dark horses. I think all the others who are not front runner, possible dark horses na sila. Like possible dark horse, I think Naga City Mayor Leni Robredo. Those are the yellow and pink forces. Another yellow and pink forces would be Senator Risa Ontiveros. But some people think she is not too much masa pa. Another possible dark horse would be Manila City Mayor Isko Moreno, who is very masa-oriented and very mass-oriented person. Possible, not really dark horse, possible candidates for president would be Rafi Tulfo, because at one time he was #1 in the surveys. Another possible candidate, if Sara is eliminated by impeachment, maybe Bongo, because he was #1 in the election in the Senate this year. Robin Padilla was #1 in the Senate before. I don't know because Soto, if he is of age 3 years from now, he might
Baka po sa Senate.
Senate. Magalong might run for vice president. Another possible dark horse I see, whether as vice president or president, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Very visible now in the bicameral proceedings and very hardworking and smart. And not tainted by any corruption scandal. Who else possible? I think anybody, but in politics, I think I assess in politics 3 years is like eternity. It's like a very long time.
Yes.
Something along the way, some 3 years from now might happen. But as of today, I assess that Vice President Sara Duterte is exceptionally popular. I think because, I don't know, because of her charisma or because of what happened to her father. I think my personal view is, I think the government of Bongbong Marcos tragically miscalculated politically. Somebody made a wrong advice to the president, saying to eliminate the Dutertes, you have to abduct the father and send him to Europe, The Hague, in International Criminal Court. But the result was opposite of what they thought. My analysis was, during the time before the abduction, before the arrest of Duterte, he was no longer a big political force. He was very popular with the masses, but unfortunately, the masses do not have organization. The masses do not have voices in the media. The masses do not have access to civil society groups na very vocal, Catholic Church, media, the universities. So they were like in the masses lang, very popular, pero no vocal leaders, no resources. So not politically organized, my theory. Why did I say that he was already politically weak, the former president? Can you imagine, there was an election in May, and the opposition should come out with 12 senatorial candidates. So how many did Duterte get?
10.
8 lang. Or 10.
8 plus,
Last minute 2.
last minute 2.
Pero before these 2, there were only 8. He could only recruit 8 people. And these 8 people are not even famous. Out of the 8 people running, maybe only 4 are famous. And not very, very politically popular. One is former actor Philip Salvador,
Oo.
isang formerly famous actor, no longer well-known and not in politics. And you have attorney Chini Bondo, smart guy, well-educated lawyer, well-known for singing at one time, but not well-known as a political figure. And you have, who's that guy? Attorney Raul Lambino. Very smart guy. I based on my research, cum laude, law professor, everything, but not well-known outside of Pangasinan.
Oo.
And you have others. So what does that show? That showed that Duterte camp at that time was politically weak already. My analysis, he was politically weak, no organization. The opposition party is already weak. Very few congressmen, very few resources, very few access to media. Popular with the masses, but the masses cannot convert to noise. So I think the president was ill-advised. I think somebody stupid, somebody miscalculated, advised the president, tirahin mo na yan, ikulong mo na yan, gawin mo in that manner. Sumikat siya. Sumikat siya. Those 8 people almost won. They almost won 2 more months, and then they got so many votes.
No.
I'll tell you, the 8 people, up to now, some of the names I don't even remember. I don't even remember the names of those 8 people, who they were. That shows you, he was already politically weak. The mistake of the government by arresting Duterte in that manner, without going to the courts and then controversial circumstance, made him look like an underdog. And in the Filipino culture, people are emotional, not logical. Duterte became another hero again. Nabuhay. So, Aimee, who was already in the camp of the brother, free ride dapat yan. If you are in the camp of Bongbong Marcos, free ride. What do I mean by free ride? You don't have to spend money. You just ride along with the party. The government will spend all the campaign and everything. You will win na. Suddenly, everybody collapsed. Even the number 1 guy, Erwin Tulfo, was supposed to be number 1 in all the surveys before the Duterte arrest. He was number 1 in all the surveys. He became number 3 or number 5.
Ano, number
3 or number 5. He dropped.
4.
He dropped. And then his younger brother, supposed to be number 3, Ben Tulfo, our customer here at Kamuning Bakery, dropped to number 13. Everybody dropped. And the sister of the president, Aimee, was supposed to be number 5, number 6 in the service before. Because of the last name, Marcos, dropped to number 15 or 14.
Parang nag-number 9 ho yata siya.
Basta, yun ang number 1 ngayon because of the
Duterte.
yes. Pero I think the president miscalculated politically. And then, imagine Manny Pacquiao. How could Manny Pacquiao lose in an election? He is so popular worldwide. And I heard he spent so much money. I heard Manny Pacquiao spent a lot of money. I heard Tolentino, the senator, and Abalos, I heard, spent billions of pesos. I heard
Advertisement po.
how could Bong Revilla lose? Bong Revilla is an actor. The father is a famous actor. The wife is a famous actress. The children are famous actors. How could he lose?
Tsaka po may solid bailiwick na po siya eh.
Not only that, he is an incumbent before senator and also spent a lot of money. That's why I think the government miscalculated. So that has made Sara Duterte, who was quietly a vice president, that popular but cannot translate into many votes because no organization, no party, no funds, suddenly became now a very strong contender 2028. And if Duterte dies in prison, I don't know what will happen to the election. Now up to 2028. So that is my all the other names I mentioned. Rafi Tulfo, Denny Robredo, Lisa Ontiveros seems to be willing to run. Who else pa? I think Isko Moreno is going to be a very strong dark horse. Who else? Sherwin Gatchalian, I think, is going to be a very solid, quiet, strong dark horse. Kasi the track record is very clean and fresh face and no scandal.
Baka magiging equalizer po si Senator Sherwin.
And the others. Depends on the circumstances and also depends on their conduct from now up to 2028. And I think all the other senators up there in the Philippines, every senator dreams of becoming president or vice president?
Sir,
Good question.
sir, actually, parehas po tayo ng calculations po eh.
Yung nga eh.
Nung una po kasi, sir,
Yes.
tingin ko, nung una, mahina na din ho talaga ang Duterte. Knowing ho na,
Yes.
first po,
People are balimbing eh.
oh,
When you are the president, you have all the money. So even your allies will all move to you. That was happened to Noynoy Aquino when Liberal Party lost. All the LPs went to Duterte.
at saka
And now they went to Bongbong. Now,
matatandaan ho ninyo, sir, former Health Secretary Janet Garin
yes.
was one of the most vocal voices of Liberal Party back then during
Yes.
panahon po ni
And then-
Pinoy.
and then-
Ngayon po, most vocal na po kay President Marcos, even one of the
Yes.
greatest defenders sa House.
Yes.
Kaya po, talagang doon natin makikita yung political system mo natin, catered to balimbing eh.
That I think the reason for that, Jose, since you're a political science student, that is the weakness of our political party system. Unfortunately, we don't have a strong political party system, and we don't have reforms talaga to support strengthening the political party system, which is very tragic.
Yes, sir.
That's why the elections in the Philippines is like a travesty. It's like a joke. What do I mean by a joke? Parties, they change like the way you change your t-shirt or your shoes. There are no principles anymore, no ideology. There are fake political parties. They change parties. Very horrible. Unlike in other countries, you have political parties grounded in real ideology. There are liberal leftist parties. There are centrist political parties. There are conservative or right-wing parties with definite ideologies and advocacies. Unfortunately, we are very far from that now. Hopefully our politicians who are always so contented with their corruption, tradition, and everything, hopefully they will wake up and change. Because if you change the political system to political parties stronger, it will hopefully result in smarter, more sensible politics, hopefully,
Sir,
not personal-oriented.
last question na po, very last question po.
Sure.
With the young people ho ngayon,
Yes.
Congressman Legarda,
Yes.
son of Senator Lauren,
He was a customer of Kamuning Bakery, a young guy, smart guy.
he was also our district representative po, because I came from Batangas.
You're from Batangas. Wow.
Tapos si Congressman Barzaga,
Good at ako. Very articulate and very good in grabbing news headlines.
and other
Young
young people. Do you think po, sir, would they be the one that would bring a new the change that we are longing to see in the Philippine political landscape, po, knowing that they are more vocal, or would they be the same guys that had the Spice Boys back then?
You have very great question. These are people I think who are smart and very energetic. I hope they could make changes, but my view is different. My view is if you really want better Philippine politics, if we in the Philippines are serious about less corruption and better good governance, the only way to do it is systemic reforms. Because changing of faces, changing of people, they will not change the system if the system is still rotten, if the system encourages corruption and inefficiencies. Not only will good people, young people not be able to change the politics, they might be eaten alive by the corrupt politics. Many of the corrupt politicians of the Philippines today were some of the smartest people decades ago. They were young, they were smart, but there's a saying before about a politician, so young and already so corrupt. It's the system. It has become endemic, it has become cultural. We have to make systemic reforms. If we don't do systemic reforms, even the best saints and good people, when they go to politics, even the leftist politicians, some of them would be eaten up alive. They would become traditional politicians or trapo, and they will maybe outdo the older corrupt politicians because they have the brains and the resources and the advisors from the older people. So I think these young people, I have high hopes. They are good, they are smart, but my hope is systemic reforms. That's the real only way to radically, fundamentally change Philippine politics for the better.
Sir, meron akong example doon sa
Yes.
sinabi po ninyo.
Ang galing.
Pupulong ko na lang po.
Kasi bulong yun sa akin. Kaya,
Si Congressman Terry Redon po.
ganyan.
Bago pa lang po, trapo na.
Grabe. I'm not kidding, you're correct. Alam mo, we cannot fault the young people even if they want to do good. If you are into a very rotten system, you will be like weird odd man out in the whole system. So there should be, number one, systemic reform. Number two, this is sincere ako. The one on top, the leader of the country should have the political will and set the example of anti-corruption.
Tama.
If the top leader will crack down and start punishing people down there, if the top leader not only anti-corruption but should have the guts to kick out people, to punish people, then that will be the day Philippine politics will start changing. But if we have politics of nobody being fired, nobody being kicked out or jailed from the top down, for the next 100 years, we might still be talking about the same problems, different faces, different names. Now it's billions. Maybe 100 years from now, they will be stealing trillions or higher than trillions. I don't know what numbers they will invent. So systemic change, I believe, reforms. Number two, you have political will and guts on top to crack down and show people an example of anti-corruption commitment and making the change.
Sir Wilson, thank you very much
Thank you
for
very
the time.
much. Yes, your full name again, please.
I am Jose Macalindong po from
Jose Macalindong from De La Salle University in Manila. Congratulations for being a very smart student with great questions. The best way to learn is ask questions, no matter who you are at what age. And there are no wrong questions. Ako, I believe, do not be shy. When you go out, anybody you meet, whether professors, celebrities, or politicians, you ask questions. There's no wrong question. And that's one way to trick the teacher to think you are interested in his topic. One way to make the teacher happy and remember you, always raise your hand and ask questions. That's even better than answering their questions. Kasi the teacher will say, Jose is very smart. Jose is very interested in my subject, in my class. So my tip to you and to everyone, ask questions. And for every citizen of the Philippines, all of us citizens, we have the right and we have the obligation to ask questions of our leaders and never take for granted and do not accept what they claim and they say. Some of them are lies. So thank you very much.
Hindi naman no sir smart.
Yes.
Matanong lang mo.
Smart and humble. Thank you for watching my podcast also.
I'm a huge fan po of your
Thank you
podcast.
very much.
Earlier po, I came from Batangas po.
Ay, wow. Where in Batangas?
Cuenca po. I came,
Wow, Cuenca. Wow. I
I,
heard many of the bakers in Metro Manila came from Cuenca.
Opo.
Pati mo, incorrect ha?
Si,
Many.
ano po,
Yes, I know.
si
Many of them.
Tina Payan Festival ho.
Yes, many.
Ang dami, home of the bakers nga po ang Cuenca. Pero yun, I came from Cuenca po kanina.
For you.
Salamat po, dadaling ko na lang po.
Yes, yes, yes. Take home, yes.
I came from Cuenca po kanina. On the way here to Manila po,
Yes.
I listen to your podcast po.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Ako inaantok sa
Thank you very
podcast
much. Thank you very much. So, follow our podcast, like and subscribe. Thank you to Jose.
Kasi nood po kayo ng Pandesal Talks.
Yes.
Listen to Spotify po. And you learn a lot po from our
Yes.
participants.
And also, Pandesal with Lee Flores and Pandesal Talks. Thank you very much.
Sige po sir.